Hey, this is an example for teams on how to set up assets for a project. So we've already set up a project. Now we're going to sort of set up some assets for a project in the Teams app, Android app. So we'll get straight to it. There's a couple of ways you can do this. The first way is basically you can use enter the information and use the GPS coordinate system to actually identify the location of where the asset is. So we'll just get straight into it. So first of all, we're in the actual projects window. We've selected the project. We're going to choose the assets for the project. So I've now selected that, and we're going to start by selecting plus sign for a new asset. Okay, first thing that actually comes up, as you can see, is the asset ID. So in a lot of cases, whether you're working for private or government or commercial sort of sector, some of the assets that you're going to be sort of like picking up and the issues might actually have a particular ID number, in which case you'd enter these in. And as I showed before in the setup of the project, you can use on a tablet, Android, you can use either the stylus pen, or you can actually use the QWERTY keyboard to set it up. So we're just going to enter in an asset ID. So using the stylus pen, I'm just going to call it asset 01. Let's come up to sort of 7. Do that a bit better. 1. Okay. The asset name. Okay, we're going to pick up a concrete curb. So it's a curb. Asset description, so we're going to describe what the asset actually is, so we can describe it. So it's a concrete type 1 curb. Okay. Now, here's where it actually varies. You've got a couple of choices on how you can pick up the asset location. So in this particular instance, first of all, we're going to make sure that we've got our GPS actually on. So yep, we've got the GPS actually on. Then we're basically going to go to where the asset is located, and we're going to choose the GPS locator. You can see here we're doing this in Australia, so Australia comes up. We're going to pick the GPS finder, and that's found it, and we can zoom in there. The town of Innisfail in Bundas Street. So this will actually adjust a bit as it gets closer and closer and hones in, so you can see that it's pretty close. And if you want to, we can actually choose this map button to give you a satellite image, which will give us a very good indication of where we are. Now it's just a case of tagging the sort of like that dot to choose the actual location of where the asset is. So I'm going to tag. You can see there the tags actually appeared. I click on finish, and you can see there that it's picked the location, and it's also giving me an eastern and northern coordinates. So now I can move on to the next step. So asset level. This is a field that you can basically enter in, and you can use this identify the asset level, and that asset level might actually be whether it's a high priority asset or a low priority asset, or you could choose the level to select to signify whether it's a level 1, 2 or 3. So really you can just adjust it and enter in whatever you want. So we're going to sort of say that it's a low priority asset. Category, well, we might identify, because it's part of the curve, we might identify the category is under the road network. And we've got a couple of reference fields here, so we can enter in there whatever we want, and you might choose that. So one of these reference fields, when the data actually comes across using the Team Sync and the database software package, that you can actually use any of these fields to actually sort of filter and categorize data with. So it's really up to your own imagination how you use it. Comments, so we can write some comments in there about the data. So we can sort of say it's a broken curb. Okay, got some other extra fields there, got 4 extra fields in. You can enter in whatever you want. You don't have to enter all the fields in, you can just, however much you actually want to use. The only stipulations that we do have is that when entering an asset, it needs to have an ID, needs to have a name, and so it needs to have a location. So that's how you actually enter in an asset using the GPS code.